Muy buenas a todos, bienvenidos a Skullbox, bienvenidos a este nuevo directo de Dragon Dogma 2. Vamos a jugar, vamos a continuar donde lo dejamos. Creo que era en la ciudad, estamos protegiendo a la casa de una mujer. Pero antes que nada, quiero recordaros visitar mi página web www.skullbox.es. En ella os encontraréis descuentos en juegos, suscripciones en merchandising del canal y las 5 plataformas de directo simultáneo: YouTube, Twitch, Trovo, Facebook y Minikey. Todas cuentan con chat en directo y todas tienen enlace a mi web. Por supuesto, estáis invitados a participar en el Discord del canal y también en el apartado de Skullbox Social. Así que, sin más, también ahí podéis compartir vuestros vídeos de terror para Skullbox Terror. Vamos a ver qué tal se nos da la historia. Vale. Teníamos que ir también a la posada de alguien, ¿no? Al anochecer. Vamos a salir a pegar unas hostias.
What does this say?
Shall we take a closer look?
Qué pedazo de news.
If our destination is a distant one, travel by ox cart might be worth considering.
It would allow us to save our strength, assuming we're not attacked, that is.
Now seems a fine time to sort through your belongings, Master.
Lessening our load will help to keep us light on our feet.
Una vez crucemos la puerta ya nos empezamos a cansar. Un momento, ¿no? Sí, sí.
Have we purchased all that we require? We ought to review the contents of our packs, just to be sure.
I suppose there can be no harm in bringing this along.
We cannot expect gleaming treasures round every corner.
Vamos a arreglar la de arriba, va.
I shall do as you say. Isis sting is yours to wield.
I think not.
¿Cómo se llama?
Put to sleep! Arisen, are you alright? Most impressive, Master.
The battle continues. A sharp incline is as like to throw off the balance as 'tis our enemies.
Vale, es una sombra. Joder, sí que sube esto.
Let my magics grant you an elemental boon.
Be wary. This foe will cast you into a slumber.
But each of us remain alert. I shudder to imagine what would happen if we all nodded off.
If our number is unconscious,
On my way.
Necesitamos un arguero.
I think not.
quickly now. Our master beckons.
By your leave.
I grant you roaring flame. One might confidently call that a resounding victory.
Overconfidence is an enemy in and of itself. Let us instead strive to better ourselves with every battle.
¡Oh!
Here we go again.
We must focus on finding victory, whatever our discomfort.
Understood. Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
No harm in picking a few.
Pues la han comido.
Goblins, Master!
We have no means of exploiting our enemy's weakness.
Use these flames to smite our enemies.
No one can defend themselves when grappled like this.
A treasure chest. Shall we see if we can't make our way over to it?
I just had a thought. Curious thing. One of my former masters chose to hire only women. I wonder why.
Wordsworth.
Master, you appear to be carrying rather a lot. Perhaps you ought to set a few things down.
That was hard won.
We ought to consider this a lesson. This is what befalls one who lets down their guard. I'll carefully conserve my strength and endeavor to survive every battle by way of sound strategy and defensive tactics. We will find much better rest in an abode than out in the...
Vamos a vender cosas que vamos muy atrás.
This is generally used as a material.
I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time.
Tis pleasantly cool here, what with the canopy overhead.
Let us hope we make it through without incident.
You have my support.
Now, what might that be?
We ought to take a closer look.
That wasn't a homecoming on a vision. I knew the village would be the man. I'd wager our merry band can handle whatever comes.
We ought to have no trouble on the journey ahead.
You have my support.
Mayhap this ladder is here for a reason.
Ah, excellent find.
I fear.
Well met. You are come to Shakir's Inn, a place of respite for the weary traveller. You will soon forget the fatigue of a long journey when treated to the foremost hospitality in all Vernwood.
Esto es de arqueros.
You know where to find me.
Ah, mierda.
Welcome to the start. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Shall I pour you a cup to start you off?
I've just recalled a little tidbit I heard from the locals.
Regarding the Vermundian military, yes?
Indeed. Tell us, there's been a shift in the chain of command.
I've heard there's a means. See, there's only one arisen in the world. Although, come to think of it,
That looks promising. Any ideas as to how we might reach it?
Welcome to Bjorn's Armory. You'll find only pieces of the finest quality line these shelves, and quality is what you need if you want to survive. So before you check the price, just remember, misers die early deaths. Hope to see you again.
No me acuerdo dónde se hacía el cambio este de... ¿Era aquí?
Oh, are you there? Your presence is requested at the tavern this evening.
Está muy bien. Creo que era aquí.
Greetings. Welcome to the Guild Hall. Here we conduct all manner of procedures pertaining to vocations. If there is aught I may assist you with, simply say the word.
Do come again.
Now you will be able to attack at range.
Tengo que ir a
Upon my
cambiarme.
life, no foe shall approach the Arisen.
por si acaso.
My fate is sealed.
Boots laced, belt strapped. I'm ready for patrol.
Well met, sir.
There's a ladder here.
We ought to put it to good use.
Iba a coger otra vez la trucha de los huevos.
We found a chest. Let us examine what it has to offer.
Well met, sir. Predicament. Flagship. Thanks a lot. Well met, sir. Well met, sir.
Days like this make me glad to be alive.
Your Majesty, your timing is impeccable. A justice not a matter for prying ears. Pray, let us speak out here.
Well met, sir.
As I informed you when last we spoke, the palace is filled with the Queen Regent's sycophants. Should Disa denounce your majesty as a false arisen, few would elect to doubt her. Yet if we are to prove your identity, I believe there is no occasion more suitable than the coronation. It was delayed so that the sovereign, that is, the false arisen, could convalesce in the palace, but the date has now been set. The central players in the court ought all be in attendance. It would be a fine opportunity to display your majesty's power. None would be able to deny that you are the true arisen then. There is a problem, however. Entry to such an event is limited to the chosen few. Only select members of the nobility and citizens who have contributed greatly to Vermont's continued prosperity will be granted entry. If your majesty is to be counted among them, you will need to attend to a number of tasks. Pray, allow me to summarize them for you. You will need to infiltrate the palace to gather evidence of Disa's misdeeds. I hesitate to ask something so dangerous of you, yet I fear we have few other options. I have attempted to do the same through my own channels for now. Would that I could undertake the task myself, but my station prohibits me from reckless action. What say you, your majesty? Might I ask? I shall ensure that the door to the Queen Regent's office is open between midnight and dawn. Pray use that time to conduct your investigation.
Who was that young man, I wonder? He did not seem a criminal. I cannot imagine why that guard was chasing him.
We want for information. Mayhap we ought to speak with this Sir Roderick. Allow me to guide you, Master. I know the person you're looking for.
A guide is most welcome. Now we shan't lose our way.
This really is fun craftsmanship.
Would you mind coming over here? We have reached our destination.
Need anything?
Well met, son. How might I be of service?
This really is fine craftsmanship. This part's a bit different as well.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
Ah, excellent find.
Need anything?
¿Qué escalera, chato?
This really is fine craftsmanship. This part's a little different as well.
Fancy a look at my wares?
I take
How
pride in
might I
the
be
work
of
that I do.
Chito, pero no sé.
well take a look while you're here, eh?
By your command, Arisen.
Need anything? Might as well take a look while you're here, eh?
¿Cómo coño he subido? Ay, me estoy poniendo los nervios.
Need anything?
Come to think of it, was there not another task we were to see to somewhere nearby?
Efficiency is not the only factor worthy of consideration.
Vamos para arriba.
Stone in hand, we can travel wheresoever we please.
It's not an item to be squandered.
Pero qué tengo que hacer, tío.
Need anything?
Shall we make for Vernworth Palace?
Estamos en el sitio equivocado, cago en Dios.
There's a ladder here.
We ought to put it to good use.
We're here, and none the worse.
We shall await you here, Master.
You are the Arisen, yes? The captain gave me your description. Follow me!
This is no good.
I cannot help but be wary.
Tis best you move along. Should one of the other guards espy you, I will be forced to play my part. Pray, be cautious, Your Majesty.
On me to bear what younger shoulders can't. Such piety, blessing.
Esto robamos.
Who's there? Pray, keep your voice low. Twouldn't be good for either of us if someone was summoned to come check on me. Could it be that you have come to bring Mother's schemes to light? Aye, Disa is my mother. Pray forgive me for not telling you sooner.
Nada, hombre. Que no te sirve.
It was never my intent to deceive you. I simply feared that if I spoke the truth, none would wish to involve themselves with me. But that is no longer a concern. 'Tis clear that we are allied in purpose. My word, you mean to say that you are the true Arisen? That the Sovereign currently residing in the palace is a pretender? Could Mother have had a hand in that as well?
Regent Kin Sven appears to be missing from his chambers. You've seen him?
Me? No, sir.
Then start searching, you fool. Should aught befall the Regent Kin, 'tis us who'll answer to her grace.
Forgive me. My absence seems to have made this rather more difficult for us. You ought leave the palace at once. This room turned up little of interest, but I've a mind to look into this further. I shall send word to Captain Brandt if I discover aught you should know. I'll head out first and speak with the Sentinels. Use that opportunity to make good your... Forgive me. I couldn't sleep. I thought a stroll might clear my mind.
I have been waiting for you, Arisen.
Silence cultivates wisdom.
All I've got left is
Fine place to harvest some ingredients.
Shall we see if there's aught to be found while we're here?
We've what we need to deliver, do we not? Let us find the intended recipient.
We need only pass our burden into the hands that await it.
Right you are. Here we are.
There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. The citizenry have called upon my soldiers to cull monsters that plague the land. I dare say, 'twould be a fine contribution were you to accomplish these tasks unaided. What say you? Might I ask for your cooperation in this matter? I thank you, Your Majesty. There are 3 locales. The first is Trovo Mine, to the northwest. Next is Half Village, west of Burnworth. Finally, there is a core. There is much we ought to tend to, if we are to strengthen Your Majesty's claim as a true Arisen. How fared your mission? Was there aught suspicious to be found in the Queen Regent's office? This scrap. 'Twas part of a letter. And from this alone can prove little, but 'tis clear that these schemes run deep. To think, Deeza's actions have weighed even on the mind of her own son. 'Tis a surprise, but a welcome one. Deeza is the doting mother before the If Regent Kingston is willing to aid us by drawing Deeza's focus, you have done well, Your Majesty. Though I am...
What could the Queen Regent be plotting?
I know not what to make of this.
Queen Regent Deesa appears to be working in concert with this Phasus fellow. But what precisely is their aim?
We want for information. Mayhap we ought to speak with this Sir Roderick. If you would be so kind as to follow me, I shall take you to the one you seek.
You have our gratitude. Lead the way.
¿Qué corre?
I knew 'twould end like this.
You!
This looks like trouble.
This looks as good a place as any.
Tenemos que ir.
Oi there, friend. Care to help a fellow out? All I ask is that you hear my request. What have you got to lose? My thanks, sir. As to the matter at hand, it concerns my ox cart business. I've been holding off service on account of all the monsters on the road, but now I feel prepared to start making trips to Melve again. Only trouble is, there are still monsters about, and I can't help but worry for the sake. That's where you come in. See, I've got a letter here from Lady Margit, the Watchhead's wife, to be delivered to one Sir Leonard in Melve. I'd like you to accompany the cart in my stead and see to it that the letter reaches its recipient. What say you, friend? Splendid! I knew I was right to put my now. The carts only depart at certain hours of the day, but I find that time flies when I take a seat at the station to wait. And mind you don't forget to pay your way before you board. That's standard practice, and I would advise against trying any funny business. Each cart travels with an escort of trained soldiers, see, in case it encounters any monsters. So anyone thinking of riding for free will have to take the issue up with them. But enough of my lecturing. Just make sure that letter gets to Sir Leonard. Then come find me when the job's done. Oh, and I'll pay your fare this time, seeing as you're doing me a favour and all. Come find me when you've delivered that letter. I'll be waiting to hear from you.
We ought not keep the recipient waiting.
Now this is a conundrum.
An ox cart ought to make our journey easier.
Walking everywhere is certainly tiring.
It falls on me to resolve this.
This ox cart's bound for Melve. I'll need to see some coin before I let you on.
Mayhap this ladder is here for a reason.
Ah, excellent find.
not going to take that from you.
We have reached our destination.
Mayhap we can employ a cart for our next journey.
Hurry, everyone! Get yourselves to safety!
You go with them. I'll fell that thing myself. There you are.
I will finish this.
These expensive foul substance. Avoid it at all costs.
Caution! Peril approaches!
I grant your weapon magical doom. grant you roaring flame.
'Twas a lesson in determination.
Somehow I knew you'd come. You have my gratitude as well, sir.
Ulrika, glad I am to see you unharmed. You must return to the village. Everyone is concerned for you.
Forgive me. I'd best go. But I shan't forget this. Thank
Me gasta $100 para venir para acá y no es para qué.
We're to see this letter to Selenet in Melv. Shall we board the ox cart as directed, Master? Certainly, Master. I can take you to this individual.
You have our gratitude. Lead the way.
Well met.
Hope to see you again.
Here we are.
This is just what I need.
Am I to do? He really ought to have returned by now. May have to.
There's a ladder here.
We ought to put it to good use.
Amarguita.
My mind is at rest.
At least my back's not acting up today.
Yet if aught were to befall him, I couldn't live with this.
On me to bear what young
How struck a time.
He's doing about a dozen things at once.
Well met, sir.
Here at the inn, we also offer changes of vocation for those who... I get so few customers, you see, that I can manage both roles myself. But enough about me. Did you need something? Do come again.
He really ought to have returned by now. Mayhaps his time I went looking for.
Well met, sir. How might I be of service? Do come again. Fancy a look at my wares?
How am I to do? He really ought to have returned by now. Mayhaps his time I went looking for him.
I'd be glad to talk when I'm off duty, sir.
Speak to me another time. I'm on duty.
Do be quick. I fear might.
¿Dónde está el que tenemos que hablar? Me cago en Dios.
Wasn't sure we'd survive that. Well met. Hope to see you again. Oi! Bring me a... Looking for some work, are you?
Good day to you.
Looking for work?
Ah, aquí se acaba la peña, ¿eh?
Here to ask aught of me, are you?
What brings you here?
What am I to do? You really... Is that you, Norbert? Oh, fie. I can't wait. Listen. Would you be willing to search for my brother? The brave fool said he was going to look for... I'd go and search for him myself, only... I'm not afraid of monsters, but 'twould hardly help anything. So I thought, mayhap you'd go in my place, sir. I worry for many thanks. Go into the forest. Ah, this won't work, will it? But my brother and I are the only ones. I suppose there's only one thing. I'll have to show you the way. Just be alert. I'll need you to watch over me. Keep right. In we go, then.
We must fly.
Ah, lo que los huevos.
The aid of those in need.
¿Quién es? Leonard.
Hail.
The other day, I espied an elf of all.
Yes?
What I can do for you?
I'm always...
I would fain aid you if you are in need.
We have found a material.
I'm sure we'll find a purpose for it in due time.
Understood. I shall proceed ahead.
This ladder looks sturdy enough to climb.
Ah, excellent find.
A
chest. I'll examine its contents, shall I?
Where are you going?
In every age, hence, pawns are treated with respect.
I'm not taking any passage.
Good day, sir. 'Tis my duty to...
What did he say his name was again? Ah, Humphrey.
A well-organized pack is my specialty. I'll see to it your burdens are...
Since naught ever goes right.
Might you consider lightening your pack, Master?
Perhaps 'tis time we returned to our base of operations and deposited some of our finds.
I don't like this place at all.
Just yonder looks to be a good spot for harvesting ingredients.
No harm in picking a few.
This is a good spot. Let's stop here a moment. I've camped here with my brother many a time. No doubt he caught his breath here before moving on. Same.
I am attentive and loyal, and prefer to remain by your side.
Well, we've eaten our fill. What say we settle our stomachs with a few hours' sleep?
Agreed. We ought to give ourselves a chance to recover ere we continue on our journey.
Since naught ever goes right.
Bueno, señores, voy a finalizar este directo. Es que no, con este juego sigo sin aclararme mucho. Así que nada, me despido, un saludito y hasta pronto.